Hello everyone. So today we are going to perform a practical on Ansible. So it will be a very interesting practical. Hope you will like it. So let's start it. This is the workflow of this practical. So we're gonna build a load balancer using Ansible. Using Ansible, first of all, we will provision the complete infrastructure on AWS cloud, and when the load balancer is provisioned and when it's working properly fine, all the settings done, then from Ansible only we will provision all the managed node, the other instance where our web server is running, so that client can access it. But client will get the IP of the load balancer and the port number of load balancer, and that port number will redirect to the port number of this instance. So in the last video of this Ansible series, I have discussed about the provisioning, configure the web server, and also the terminating the complete infrastructure of this instance which we built on AWS. For that, you can watch this last series of Ansible. It will be very helpful for you to go through this present video, and it will understandable for you. So let's start the practical part. So this is the instance which I have launched, and in this instance I installed Ansible and installed Python. First I have installed Python because Ansible is built on top of Python only. So using the Python command, we install the Ansible. After that, when Ansible is installed, then we need some packages like Apple release. From Apple release, I installed SSH pass, so that through SSH it contact to these instances and configure something inside these instances. And and also we are fetching the IP of these instances dynamically. So I am using one file of Python, that is ec2.py, that you can get it from internet by typing Ansible ec2.module, and here in Ansible documentation you will get that file. ec2.py, sorry, ec2. Here in Ansible documentation, they have provided the link of a GitHub, your inventory script, and here it is. So you can download this in your system where the Ansible is running. So beautiful thing about this file is that it fetch all the inventory, all the IP and all the complete information of the AWS cloud, and give it to you. So I already have this file inside this instance. And this instance is a local host. So let me go inside this instance and show you that file and what information or what thing this file provides us. I will show that also. Okay, so we are doing everything inside this folder, and I have built the roles inside this. Created folder name task 3, I think. Yes. So these are the roles LB roles, node roles, EC2 Pro. So 3 roles I have created. EC2 Pro means it will do the provisioning of a complete operating system. Means then load balancer role. This role will build or do the load balancing installation of HA proxy and do the setup of load balancing inside this managed node. And third role is node role. Node role will configure the Apache web server inside this and start the services inside this managed node, inside all 3 managed node. I'll show you all the commands and codes of this. So you can build this role using this command, Ansible Galaxy, init for initialization, and role name, whatever role name you want to give provision. So it will create one role for you. This also become a one role, but in this role nothing is there, so we have to write the code inside this. Using the role, it becomes very easier for us to manage the complete code of Ansible. These are all files which roles have. So we use a task to do something inside, or the configure something or provision something. Anything you want to do, that we write a code inside task only, or inside task if you want to pass a variable, so we write a variables in this folder or directory. And in all the directory, the code we write in a main.panel. Okay, let me go out and delete this role. So let me show you that ec2.py file. So here it is. So when you download this file, so you have to make this file executable. So for this you have to write a command chmod +x in the file name. So if when you write this command, it become executable and the color become green in color. And if you want to run this file, so you have to type python3.py, because this file is Python's file. So this give complete information of the AWS instances and all. You can see it complete, everything. AWS EC2 service, complete information it will give it to you. And how it give inside this, we export the access key and secret key inside this file. Inside this file we export the access key and public key. That's why it's fetch all the information which is there on AWS and EC2 service. Okay, so this file will help us to get the IP dynamically, and for inventory we are using this file only. Okay, and one more important file is Ansible configuration file. So whenever we run any Ansible code, first of all it will go to the configuration file, and then after that it will, inside configuration file we give the location of inventory. So I have given the location of this file, and from there it will fetch the IPs, and then it do all the tasks or the code, run the code. And this all the code we have to write inside this to get connectivity between the controller node and the managed node, and the managed node is in AWS instance. So my private key is at this location, and remote user is EC2 user. Become true means we are giving a root power, so there for every code that you write in Ansible, below that you have to write a become true. I will show you that part also. And we are making it false or not. We are saying that don't ask the password, so we are giving it false. Post key checking false, and we are saying that the Ansible role is at this location, and these are the privileges which we require. That become true means the user will be root user. So your root has all the powers to do in particular system. Okay, this is the configuration file of Ansible. So the location of this configuration file should be in etc directory. Inside etc, the one more directory name is Ansible. I will show you this one. Inside this you can keep it anywhere. Okay, I have kept this in task 3 directory. Okay, and first of all, first part will do the provisioning of EC2 instance provisioning, complete provisioning we are going to do. So first let me show you the playbook of this role, so that this playbook will run this role. Okay, let me show you. Cat So this is the playbook of this role. So what it's doing, that its host is localhost. Localhost means this system only, and role. Which role this playbook have to run? They have to run this ec2.pro, this one. So inside this, whatever code you have written, that code is going to run. Also, let me take you inside this role. Okay, so main code we normally write in this folder or directory. So let me take you inside this, and inside this there will be main folder, main file, and let me take you inside this. So this is the code which we are going to run using the playbook. So first of all, we are creating a security group, and this security group we are creating for load balancer. So for this one, we are creating the security group for this load balancer, and we are giving a VPC ID. You will get it, and access key and secret key. They are getting the access key and secret key from variables. Okay, so and region is where you want to create this security group. So I want to create this security group in this region. And which protocol you want to use? I want to use TCP protocol. So inside TCP you can use 8080.22 for SSH, and side IP means who can access this, giving the access. So I'm giving all the access, means anyone can access from anywhere, and description. And the second security group, two security group I am creating. Second security group I am creating for web servers, for this one, for this all three, I'm creating this security group and giving the name web server SG, and I have given the access key and secret key inside the variables, and they are getting access key from there. The region, TCP, this all are same as we have seen, but here I am giving the port number access of 80 and 22 because Apache web server we are by default run on port number 80. Now we are provisioning the EC2 for load balancer. So for this, so we are provisioning this EC2 for load balancer. I'm giving a key name, Prakash name. So I'll show you here the key name I have given. I have created on AWS on my account. So this key I am using here. So I am giving the name of the key. So when Ansible go inside or do something inside, configure something inside this instance, so it requires the key, and so I am giving a key name and instance type. Which instance type you want to launch? So I want T2 micro. Where you want to launch? I want to launch in AP South region. Which AMI? I am using a Red Hat AMI, so I have given the ID and group, security group. So already above I have given the name of the security group, so I am using here. So it will attach that security group, this one you can see here, load balancer SG. So I am using that only. So in which subnet you are going to launch? So I am giving a detail of subnet, and I am giving assigning a public IP to this instance and giving access key and secret key from variables. Unique ID, this is very important. When you give a unique ID, so it become idempotence, means if it is already created, then again you run this role, it won't create that instance for you. That's why we give a unique ID. So every instance have one unique ID. So I'm giving a unique ID from variable. So it's getting a unique ID from variable. You can give any name, A, B, C, anything you want to give. Instance tag, I've given the name instance tag LB server, like here you can see this one. This is the tag only. I have given the local host. So this I am giving LB server, and I'm storing the output in register. Name is LB. Okay, and nothing else. I'm giving the tags pro. Same as it is for web server. I'm doing for provisioning. I'm provisioning for all the three. So here I have given the count 3 because I want 3 instances for my web server, and here you can see I have given the count is 1. You can see here 1, and here it is 3 because I want 3 instances and I want 3 web servers in each one. Not each one, in separate one. I want 3 web servers, and same as it is, all code is completely same as above, which we have seen. And debugging and getting the output, getting the instances IP of all the instance, public IP. Getting the public IP of all the instances. So I've given this debugger, so it will give us the public IP. Okay, there's the code for provisioning, and here in this I have written the access key and secret key, and also the unique ID, and that's it. So how I have written, I will give you the example, like access key, then here in access key whatever name is there or whatever keys that I have written, and then secret key, okay, and the secret key which AWS provides, that only I have wrote, I can't share with you, and the unique ID, ID 1. Okay, so any name you can give, LB unique ID 2 AWS web server. So this only I have written in this variable main file, okay, and that's it. So we're gonna run this role. Okay, so for running this code you have to type Ansible, run the playbook for me, and the playbook name is ec2.pro requirement. So inside this I have written that run the EC2 pro, and the key which I have shown you here, I kept in this location, this key. So this key which AWS provide, so I have kept this in this location, and I have given the location in this configuration file. Okay, so let me run this code. So it's gathering facts and it's running on a local host, and now it's creating a security group. It's created, and first it created for load balancer, then it created for web server, this one, for this one. Now it's provisioning EC2 for load balancer. It's creating the complete infrastructure, and after that it will create the infrastructure for the web server. Now it's creating for web server. So this one created this complete infrastructure, and now it's creating for this. Okay, so you can see all the IP they have retrieved. Okay, so they have done the provisioning. So let me refresh this page. You will see 4 instance that is running. You can see this tag which we have given: web server, LB server, load balancer server. Okay, so now we can see the now we'll check the power of this ec2.py file. It will give the complete information of the file. So Python 3, I want to run the file inside the directory called file name is ec2.py. So you can see here they retrieved complete IP and all the information which is used by EC2 service. You can see complete information, so powerful it is. So you don't have to manually write the IP in inventory, so it will do all the part for you. And the tag it given tag name LB server is this one, tag name for local host is this one, the tag name which we have given, that tag name, and this tag we are going to use to configure something inside this, that I will show you in further part. So the provisioning part is done. Provisioning complete, infrastructure is being built. Now that's it in this part. In next part we'll see that we're gonna configure HA proxy inside this manage node, and then we are going to configure web server, Apache web server inside this system, and we'll give that IP of this instance to a client and give the port number of this load balancer, and how it will redirect to the different web server and at a different time. We'll see that part also. So that's it in this video. We'll see you in next part. So thank you.